OnePlus 15. It's now being teased by OnePlus. We've got the full look. We can see it in full 360. There have been so many renders that OnePlus has shared themselves. We've seen so many that others have also shared. Now, we've got a new design, and it's got this square camera module, which looks pretty much identical to what we had on the OnePlus 13S. Did you test that device?
Yeah. I did test the 13S. I do like it.
It's nice. It looks different. I guess they were kind of testing the waters with the 13S, and they were like, okay, this has been received well, let's go with it. I mean, OnePlus have pretty much revealed it. The new president, Louis Lee, has shared pretty much an unboxing video, so we could see it in its full glory.
I mean, the guy is trying to take us out of business. Come on.
I know.
Dude. That's what we do. That's what we're here for.
Leave some suspense there, right? Now, it's going to come in this sandstorm color. That's going to be the flagship. And what OnePlus have said is that it's going to be aerospace grade toughness. And this is achieved through some high voltage plasma process, which I'm not going to go into. But essentially, it makes the metal frame 3.4 times harder than aluminium and 1.3 times as tough as aluminium. This is when you're talking about that mid frame, right? And it's also got a feather light fiberglass back, which just gives it an overall solid and sturdy look and feel, right? It's also going to be one of the first devices that's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. And OnePlus have said they want a complete focus on fast and smooth performance. So I'm sure there's going to be a vapor chamber, and this is where we'll really be able to see what the performance of the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 is.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. There's a lot to the device that I like with that design. You know, this is what I would like to see from the likes of Apple and Samsung, is that it's still very much similar to what they did, but they changed the way that camera layout looks. You know, they play with it where it looks different, even though, again, it's still a candy bar phone. Like, we know what it generally is going to look like, but it looks different. You know, this is something that at least I'm giving them on. The sandstone look, you know, they've done sandstone for years on the cases and things like that. So to me, I'm glad that, you know, it's now on the device itself. And then, you know, other than, you know, the president doing the unboxing, which I don't know who told him to do it, because he doesn't need to.
He shared the video of it, so.
Yeah, you know, I mean, like, that's not cool. But some of the specs, though, you know, the 8 Elite Gen 5, sorry, that naming structure still gets...
Oh, yeah. Qualcomm, come on. Like, you can't go from 8 Gen 3 to 8 Elite and then to 8 Elite Gen 5. That's, like, super confusing. But that's not OnePlus's fault.
Yeah.
That's Qualcomm's fault. But some of these specs, I mean, we've had another leak on Weibo, which has a lot of the specs on there. So we're looking at a 6.78-inch 1.5K LTPO display, which is going to go from 1 to 165 hertz. It's going to have an 1800 nit brightness. That's not the peak. That's like, sounds like the base brightness.
That's not the peak, yeah.
A 7,300 mAh battery. Wow.
Battery for days.
That's when we just... That's a huge battery. So that I can tell you right now, you can say Saf said this, the OnePlus 15 is going to have amazing battery life, just purely by these numbers, right? 120 watts of charging, 50 watts of wireless charging, and then a triple 50 megapixel camera setup. Now, OnePlus have said that it's the first phone that features its first self-developed Delta Max image engine. Now, this is designed to use advanced algorithms and powerful processors to capture images. And this, again, should improve quality for photos and videos. So we're going to have to wait and see. There are some leaks that apparently we're going to be hearing about this officially soon, because it seems like it is going to be released in China first, like we've had with previous OnePlus devices. And then we're going to have the global release some point in, it looks like right now from the rumors, around end of October, maybe November time. So the whole cycle,
which is good. It's closer.
Yeah, but it's all moved forward now, isn't it? Because now the 2026 smartphones are now coming out in 2025. So it's almost like with Qualcomm kind of moving things forward and all these other manufacturers kind of coming in with these new devices, is that they're trying to match Apple's update schedule, not the year schedule, which we've normally had with Android smartphones.
Yes, but they keep releasing other devices. There's always going to be other than OnePlus hasn't done it. There's always going to be like a Pro and a Pro Max Ultra version of that device as well. But it's interesting. I think the one benefit maybe they have is because they also want to take advantage of extra sales during the holiday period, right?
True.
Launching this around the holiday makes sense for people to be like, ooh, something new. It's holidays. I should get it for myself or get it for someone. So I think that also plays well into the calculation that they have in there. And also, again, I believe it works well for whenever, there's the Chinese New Year coming up, early next year. So you're looking at that kind of like flow all the way through across the board. So it makes sense, but for us, it just means more work.
Yeah, but I mean, it's interesting because I think once Samsung switches to that update cycle, so say we get the iPhone and then we get this new Samsung, that's going to be interesting because like Google have kind of started to move their devices forward. So it's kind of like, okay, now the Pixel releases in August before the iPhone, but it very quickly gets forgotten, right? So because it almost seems like, to an extent, especially when it comes to a lot of the hardware, like last year's device. Now, obviously, Google leads when it comes to a lot of the AI features and the software, but it's going to be very interesting. And obviously, I remember when we used to go to the Snapdragon summits, they used to be in December, back in the day.
Yeah.
And then they've constantly been moving them into November, October. This year we had the Snapdragon Summit in September, so it seems like a very deliberate push to kind of compete against the iPhone. Those upgrade cycles when people are on, they're considering the new iPhone, and it's like, potentially trying to capture that market as well. Interesting.
See, I think Samsung will stay in the beginning of the year. I think they like the idea that they are the new thing for the year. Because whenever December 31st rolls through, everybody's now thinking of new, like what is going to happen this year. So Samsung, I think, prefers that because they already have the Fold like in July.
Yeah.
Late July, early August. So it still makes sense for them to keep that space.
They might also have something else, which we'll be talking about a little bit later.